So I've got a little maintenance job for today. When I start up the Discovery 3, I'm finding that I'm getting a permanent buzzing sound or beep sound when I'm putting it into reverse. I'm assuming that's the reverse sensors, which probably have either become disconnected or maybe there's a wire that's broken in there. Let's just show you what that's doing. We filmed the next bit of footage a while back where I accidentally pulled off the bumper and that ripped out one of the reversing sensors. I plugged that back in, it was fine, but just recently in the snow it stopped working again. Oh!
Make sure you haven't lost your back bumper as well.
Oh, make sure I haven't lost my back bumper. I don't think it's quite that bad, is it? Parking sensors seem to be a common problem. Apologies for the quality of this filming. Harvey wasn't around to help me out, so it's all one-handed. You'll see as soon as you put it into reverse, if the handbrake is off, that as soon as you put it into reverse, you'll get the permanent sound and the flashing warning. That, again, as I said, typically means that either the wire is broken to one of the rear sensors or one of those sensors has come disconnected. So let's have a look. Because I've got the light guards fitted, that's an extra piece I need to undo. The lights are really easy to get out. In fact, you just need to undo these couple of screws, top and bottom, and then they prise out. The lights on the back, they have that electrical connector just there. You just need to poke something down the side of that clip, which helps it to wiggle out. Okay, that's the lights off now on both sides. Next up is to get into these small clips which are underneath here. Now this is a real pain. You see those clips which are down there? There's about, I think there's 4 of these clips which we need to get out. You need to be able to prop up this piece here to be able to get your trim removing tool down and to lift up those clips. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, so that's all of those pesky clips removed. You need to actually sometimes get into them from the top, and also I found it's easy if you actually sort of came in underneath, you could get to them as well there. Then round at the side, to be able to get access to the clips which are here, you do need to remove the wheel extensions, or whatever they're called. You don't need to take them completely off, I found. Typically you need to actually take a couple of the clips off, and a couple of the screws, which should then give you access to it all. Then underneath you have the 1, 2, 3, 4 screws which are along underneath, which need to be undone. Then it should hopefully just pull directly off the bumper, with also these couple of screws here and over here being undone. Looking in a bit more detail, I think what's happened here is this plug here looks as if it's got dirty and contaminated. I'm hoping just by giving those contacts a bit of a clean over that will fix the problem. Let's see if that can do that. So plugged it in first of all and it didn't work. Rather strange. What I've done, I've actually traced it back on each one and tested the continuity, because you can see there's 3 wires that go to each of the sensors. Common ones are the black and brown, which obviously are the live and neutral, and then you have off of each of the reverse sensors 1 additional wire. I've tested each one of those, and each of them are actually giving continuity, and I can, or at least I can see a resistance there, so it must be connected now. Maybe just by unplugging and replugging it back in, it's made it work. Let's have another try. Plugged it back in, and it's still got the error showing up. But looking at the forums, it says to actually check each of these sensors to see if you can hear it clicking when the thing is in reverse. If I actually now sort of put the phone right against it here, maybe just about hear that clicking. And I found that out of the 4, this one here is not clicking. So let's see if I can take that one apart and see if that fixes it. Okay, so after taking it all apart, took it out, cleaned it with some contact cleaner, it's still not working, so next thing is to order a new sensor and plug it in. So the new sensor arrived in the post. Came from eBay. I think it was £9.85. It's not an original OEM one, but it looks pretty much exactly the same. In the meantime, since then, we've had a little bit of snow, so it's going to be a little bit chilly out here this morning fitting, but hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Last time I just lodged the bumper back on, so it's only on there loose. So next up is fit the sensor on, and hopefully then I should be able to hear that little clicking sound, and it should be working correctly. The old sensor, simply unplug. You have to give it a bit of a wiggle to pull it out. Comes out like that. Let's get the new one in there. So should we just plug that straight back in, I guess. Yep, clicks in. Let's get the actual plug back in there. That's clipped in as well. Let's have a try in a second then to see if that stops the, or actually I should say starts the clicking and stops the beeping. Let's see if the dreaded beep has gone now then. Let's put it onto the first ignition position. Needs to be handbrake off. Okay, great, it started snowing again now. Already I can tell it must be working because obviously you can probably hear the beeping in the background. And yeah, definitely as I put my hand against that one, it's going now, and that's fixed it. So nice, cheap, easy fix. Only, as I said, £9 off of eBay. Another maybe 15 minutes, I can get that bumper back on and clip back in the wheel arches. That's it all done, finished for today. Snow's melted a little bit in the meantime. See you soon. Bye. Lesson to learn here: if you can't hear your reversing sensor clicking, it means you need to replace it. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to see next week when we review the X-Lifter air suspension controller.